Darren, it's been an entertaining afternoon at Celtic Park, but your job's to assess performance. How do you feel the boys coped today?
I think they coped well. I think we should have started the game better. I think it took us 10-15 minutes just to find our feet. And listen, we've spoken before the game about playing in front of crowds and on this stage, and it can bring a little bit of nerves, and I think we had that at the start. It just took us a little bit of time to settle in. Once we did, we found a rhythm. I thought we ended the first half really strongly. The second half was hard fought. There wasn't much in it. We didn't find our rhythm quite as much as we'd want to. And then obviously at the end of the game, we kind of show our physical prowess, and the amount of work they do behind the scenes kind of kicked in. So I'm delighted with the result. But in terms of performance, we're happy, but we can definitely be better.
And I know the job is to try and knit together what comes from B team through to first team. You can see it developing on the pitch. But as you said, adrenaline plays a part in games like this. They're different from the normal occasion. But after 15 minutes or so, they did get good control of the game.
Yeah, they did. But myself and Stephen we realise how far they have to go and how hard it is to break into this first team, that we want more always. So we want to definitely will look back and think how we can start the game better. But ultimately, I don't know if it was as much a tactical or technical thing rather than just those nerves you're talking about. And I can understand that playing in front of that support today, it does bring a little bit of anxiety to you. You're desperate to do well, and you nearly want to do too well too much. But once they settle into the game, yeah, you're right. We had control in that first half, and ultimately that helped us then going on the game.
You would understand if there were levels of exhaustion getting into the later stages, but with 15 minutes to go, they're 2-1 down, and they never stop either. They find 4 goals, and that adrenaline is put to great use in those moments.
Yeah, well, one thing myself and Stephen realised, Stephen definitely realised, because he was obviously with them last year, is I think people see the style of play that the manager has, and the first thing we had taught to play and try to align into his style is you have to be fit, really fit, to keep the tempo of the game, the speed of play constantly that high. So that was the first thing we did, was realised how important pre-season was going to be and how hard the players would work. So I think the pre-season we did was probably one of the hardest we've done, and the credit goes to our sports science team, Vandy Bowles, Mark O'Guigan, and then the physios as well. They play a massive part in that, because ultimately we can't play, we can talk and show the players how to do certain things, myself and Stephen, but if they can't run, you can't play in this style. So we knew we'd come strong. We have all season. I think statistically a lot of our goals come later on in games. That shows the amount of work they do behind the scenes. Now ultimately we want more. We want to start the game as fast as that and then maintain the intensity. But we knew we'd come strong at the end, and albeit I didn't probably manage or think we'd get 4 goals, it was great, and that, I think the biggest message we give to the players is don't moan at that hard work, because that's today when it pays off.
And they did it in front of the manager. Ange Postecoglou was here today. That extra incentive will obviously help. But going forward, these boys, you've been through it, Stephen's been through it. What does it now take for them to take this final step?
You need to impress the manager. It's fantastic that we've got a manager and his coaching staff, John Kennedy as well, that are here. The amount of input he has behind the scenes is fantastic, and the support, and at times autonomy he gives me and Stephen, but ultimately the support is massive, and that's what we need as a club, as an academy. You need a manager that thrives it, and that's what he's doing, and has asked us to drive it on behalf of him, and it's a pleasure to do. And him being here was massive. Ultimately, that's the man you need to impress. So I'd like to think he came today, he saw little pieces of it, but our message to the players now is this is now a great step. It's just a step forward, but we really want to take it on from here.
Well, for you, Stephen, all the players, congratulations and a happy new year, Dan.
Likewise, thank you.